piece. What I'm going to do is flip this coin, and if it's heads, we're going to start the Cooking Corner episode. If it's tails, we'll flip again. Here we go. Tails. 2 tails in a row, not bad. Plenty of coins left to flip. Tails. 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 Okay, getting a little worried now. Tails. 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 We could be here a while, folks. This next one's gonna be heads for sure. Tails. 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 How many is that, Cam?
Tails again, that's 85.
85. Here we go, folks. Keep going. Tails. Heads. Hello everyone and welcome to the season 10 finale of Cooking Corner with me, Giuseppe CrimiVaroli. Today for you, to round out the season, I'm going to be making an Italian classic. Chicken Cacciatore served over polenta. Now, for the Chicken Cacciatore, you're going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need some flour. You're going to need some dry white wine. You're going to need some dried oregano. You're going to need some chicken broth. You're going to need some petite diced tomatoes and tomato sauce. You're going to need some minced garlic. You're going to need pepper and salt. You're going to need olive oil. You're going to need some basil. You're going to need a yellow and a red pepper. And you're going to need 2 chicken breasts and 4 chicken thighs. Now, you can cook cacciatore with either bone-in chicken or boneless. I've just opted for boneless because it's easier. Now, for the polenta, you're going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need some grated parm. You're going to need some butter. And you're going to need some cornmeal. Now, for the polenta, you're going to need the following hardware. You're going to need a whisk or a wooden spoon. You're going to need a measuring cup. You're going to need a pot to cook your polenta in. And I recommend using a sifter or colander. When you add the cornmeal to the water, you're going to want to sift it in so it doesn't clump up. Now, for the chicken cacciatore, you're going to need the following hardware. You're going to need 2 bowls, a large Dutch oven or heavy bottom pan, a sharp knife for your chicken and a sharp knife for your vegetables, 2 cutting boards, one for chicken, one for vegetables. You're going to need some tongs. Better make sure they work first. Oh yeah, they work. You're going to need a can opener to, open your cans. And you're going to need some measuring instruments. Measuring cup, measuring spoon, larger measuring cup. For the last time this season, step 1 is going to be wash your hands. Go ahead, turn the water on, get your mitts nice and moist. Once your hands are all nice and wet, you can flick your fingers out and add some soap. 2 squirts is my preference. 1, 2. Rub that soap all around. Get the palms, get in between the fingers, get on the back of the knuckles. Once your hands are nice and soapy, you can stick them back under the water and wash all that soap off. Once your hands are clean, you can turn the water off, flick your fingers out, grab a towel, dry them, and we're ready to cook. Hi, I'm Giuseppe CrimiVaroli, and you're watching Cooking Corner. Moving on to step number 2, and step number 2 is going to be prep your chicken. Now, boneless, skinless chicken breasts and thighs have a lot of excess fat, so you're welcome to cut off any erroneous pieces of fat that you'd like. I'm also going to cut the chicken breasts into thirds so that they cook better in the pan. Now that our chicken is all cut up, we're just going to hit each bowl with a teaspoon each of pepper and salt. Then we're just going to mix those up and get ready for the next step. Moving on to step number 3, and step number 3 is going to be dredge and saute your chicken. So to get started, add 3 tablespoons of olive oil to your large Dutch oven. 1, 2, 3. Then put that over medium to high heat so the pan can heat up. While your pan heats up, you can take your chicken breasts and chicken thighs and toss them in flour to coat them. So just grab your chicken breasts, roll it in the flour until it's coated in it. And you can leave it in there until your oil heats up. Once your oil gets to around 350 degrees and your pan is hot, you can start throwing your chicken in there. Now, we're not trying to cook the chicken all the way through here. Just saute it on both sides. So leave it in the pan for 3 to 5 minutes until it's brown. As you cook your chicken, you may need to add more oil to the pan. There should always be enough oil to form a thin layer on the bottom of your pan. Now, once your chicken is brown on both sides, just take it out of the pan and transfer it to a new plate. If you have more chicken, throw it into the pan and cook that up as well. While your chicken is cooking, you can start step 4. Step 4 is going to be add your vegetables. But before you can add them, you have to cut them up. So we've got a yellow pepper and a red pepper. You're just going to cut these into some slices. Now that your chicken is done frying, you can turn the temperature on your pan down and add 1½ teaspoons of minced garlic and your 2 sliced up peppers. So go ahead, add those to the pan. And you're just going to cook those for 5 minutes or until aromatic.
It's already aromatic.
Oh yeah, it's garlic. Once your peppers and garlic have sauteed for 5 minutes, you can move on to step number 5. Step number 5 is going to be add 3/4 cup of your dry white wine into your pan and simmer that until it reduces by half. Just find your 3/4 cup measurement and add your dry white wine. A little for the cacciatore, a little for me. Once your white wine is reduced, you're ready to move on to the next step. Moving on to step number 6. And step number 6 is going to be add your remaining ingredients to the cacciatore. So into your pot goes 3/4 cup of chicken broth, little for the cacciatore, little for me, 1.5 teaspoons of oregano, 28 ounces of tomato sauce, and 28 ounces of diced tomatoes with the juices. Then you can stir that around. Once your sauce is complete, you're ready for step number 7. For step number 7, you're going to re-add your chicken. Now that your chicken is back in your pan, you're going to simmer it on low heat for 30 to 35 minutes. Moving on to the polenta. For the polenta, you're going to start by bringing 4 cups of water to a boil with just a pinch of salt in it. Once your water is boiling, stir in 1 cup of cornmeal. But wait, don't just drop your cornmeal into your water. You need to slowly sift it in while stirring with a whisk so that it doesn't clump up. So, this is why I recommend using a sifter. Take your cup, take your sifter, and grab your whisk, and slowly add your cornmeal to your water. When you add your cornmeal to your water, you should be vigorously stirring it until the mixture thickens. It should take 1 to 3 minutes. Once your mixture has thickened, you can turn the temperature to low and then continuously stir it for the next 30 to 45 minutes. It's been about a half an hour and our polenta has thickened up quite a lot. But how do you know if it's done? I'm going to tell you. You need to go for a taste test before it's finished. Get yourself a spoon and scoop up some polenta. You want to try this and see if the cornmeal is soft. If the cornmeal is soft, your polenta is nearing completion. A sign your polenta is not done is if the cornmeal is gritty. Here we go. Our polenta is ready to eat. No, it's not. Ready? Now that your polenta is just about finished, you're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter and a 1/4 cup of Parmesan. Continue stirring this until it's all incorporated. I ended up adding an extra 1/2 cup of cheese because I like my dishes cheesy. Now our polenta is finished, and just in time because I think our cacciatore is done too. The final step is going to be plating. Now you need to get yourself some sort of a shallow bowl for this dish, and then you can scoop some polenta into the bottom of that bowl. Once you've got your polenta in the bottom, you're going to add a piece of chicken from the cacciatore, along with some sauce and peppers. And just like that, you've made chicken cacciatore over polenta. Now it's time for a little taste test. So go ahead, grab yourself a fork and a knife, cut yourself a big honkin' bite of chicken, get some polenta, get some peppers, let's go in for a bite. That was delicious! That concludes this episode and this season of Cooking Corner with me, Giuseppe CrimiVaroli. Thanks for hanging out for the entire season. I appreciate your continued viewership. If you like this episode, leave a like below. If you like videos like this, subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out new content all the time. If there's something you want to see on the show, leave it in the comments and I'll try to make it for you. Until next season, bye-bye now.